Hello everyone. This is Zuki here, and I hope you're all doing very well. I am back again with another video, of course, coming from China. Now, the story that I'm going to be sharing with you is something that is trending currently in China. I was on social media, on Chinese social media. Then I came across this video which was trending, and I said, "Why is it even trending?" Then I listened, only to find out that it is a principal from a university in Shanghai who was addressing the freshmen. We know freshmen are the new university entrances or new students in the university. Okay, so along the way, he mentioned something to do that they had enrolled about 15 new students who were HIV positive. Okay, but in the video, he did not mention the nationality, whether they are local Chinese, whether they're student, international students, anything. They never mentioned any name. They never mentioned any nationality. However, after addressing, there was some booing with the students, say, yeah, mention their names, everything like that. You know how students are, but you cannot dispose someone's so status, it's not allowed by law, right? Anyway, that being said, the story was then picked on Chinese social media where it began to trend. Now, when it went on Chinese social media, they changed the headlines to 15 international students, you know, HIV positive international students enrolled in a university in Shanghai. This is when the problem started. It started to go far and wild and trending. And when I saw these comments, and I said, what is really going on? So I decided to start to search on the internet, on Chinese internet, and I found different articles, most of them titled International Students HIV Positive. So when this story started to run, other international students were also, foreigners rather in China. Some of them were like, why is the headline like this? The school never mentioned anything to do with foreigners. So who is bringing these stories out as foreigners found with HIV positive? So it became like a commotion there. I will tell you this, there's always been some bifurcation when it comes to international students and local Chinese, okay, students, especially because they've always said like international students, they are treated with gloved hands, like they're treated very nicely, their dormitories are very nice, they are not crowded in their rooms, and also their dormitory, I mean their canteens, their bathrooms, everything. International students live better than the local Chinese, and yet the local Chinese, they pay a lot of money. And also some of them, they also complain that a lot of these international students, they come into the country on scholarships and everything. Chinese locals, they have to pay their fees, the allowances are different, and a lot of other complaints that they have. Okay, a lot of other complaints that they have. So they're always like feeling like international students, they live better than local Chinese students. Anyway, that being said, with this particular story here, when it was trending on social media, all those stories were started to come out. But I will tell you this: before you enroll to be entered into the university, you have to do a medical checkup where they will check your HIV status, where they'll check everything. Even when you're doing your visa, we have done it many times. We have to go, to their own designated hospitals or centers where you get all those tests and the results, and then they're taken to the school and everything. So all those things are done. Okay. So they feel like, well, of course, there are loopholes here and there, but generally, people get tested. That is the issue. But of course, there are loopholes, and along the way, things might happen and everything. That being said, it brings me to the article that I'm going to read for you. Now, this article here was written by a Chinese, someone who is about complaining about this video by the university in Shanghai. So I'm going to read for you the whole article. So pardon me, maybe our video is going to be a little bit longer, but I just wanted to hear what is happening. So those are some of the issues that happen in China. So I'm going to read. Now, I saw a video on a certain website that was surprising. The content of this video is: at a welcome meeting for freshmen at a university in Shanghai, the principal told the students during his speech that 15 new students studying abroad with AIDS were recruited this year, but due to human rights protection, the names of the students could not be announced. I'll give a disclaimer. I translated this from Chinese. This article was written in Chinese, so I had to change from Chinese to English. Okay, now I will continue. After the principal finished speaking, the students started to boo in protest. I really don't understand why domestic universities want to follow suit and create some kind of international ranking. European and American universities spend money to hire famous teachers to give lectures. We pay students to come and study. We, Chinese, pay students to come and study. European and American schools make money from international students. Our schools spend state money to subsidize foreign students, but it is domestic students who suffer. How even third-rate investors are inviting international students to come here. International students from Asia, Africa, and Latin America regard studying in China as a good way to support their families. During this period, they can also fall in love and travel. How wonderful! Rejoice, blessings life. So after this paragraph here, they attached a picture of a Chinese mixing with international Chinese girls mixing with foreigners. I'll talk about that again later on. Let me just finish with the article. In my country, okay, each international student is given 100,000 yuan a year, which cannot be spent completely. In my country, which is China, the general subsidy for a master's degree is 1 to 2,000 yuan. Foreign students who have not even passed the language barrier are treated like doctoral students. Many schools provide single room dormitories for international students with kitchens, bathrooms, and laundry rooms. They are full of life and are really convenient for rest. You said it's okay if you spend money to invite students to come and study. It's okay if they can pass the language barrier. If they can't write their graduation thesis, they can just ask the teacher to write it for them. You are recruiting students with AIDS. Can you be more serious? Universities in Wuhan and Changsha are so unserious that AIDS is rampant in universities. Shanghai is now more courageous. Are you really not afraid that AIDS will flood entire city? I know that international students are very casual about relationships. I know that many female students like to learn foreign languages. So here again, they attached a photo of black guy with a Chinese lady. I will tell you again the connotation. And they said, an international, I know that many female students like to learn languages. An international student at a university in Beijing had more than 100 girlfriends while studying abroad, including more than 20 at the school. Since the international student was an HIV patient, all the girls he dated at the local school had AIDS. The parents demanded that the student be punished, but the school also said that it wanted to protect the student's rights and could not publish his name or expel him. You just do it. A good university turned into a messy. Shandong University also innovates and develops a far ahead student companion system. One study companion is not enough. Three are needed. Only mothers are good in the world, and international students love Shandong University's mother fan even more. Now, the principal in Shanghai is even more considerate and has directly recruited 15 HIV/AIDS students to come and study in China. Okay, the students of the school are blessed. 15 seeds were sown in the school, and every student has the opportunity to AI, to acquire it together. Okay, the internalization of Shanghai has made the Chinese people dizzy. It is so avant-garde that I can only use Chen Xiang's poem to describe it. There is no one before or after. Thinking about the long journey of heaven and earth, I shed tears with the sadness. Okay, now this article here was written by someone responding to the video that I told you about, where the principal was saying they have 15 students who are HIV positive in the school. Please take care of yourselves. Don't be sleeping around. Just come to the school just to study. Leave relationships aside. Leave other things aside because we have some students who are HIV positive in the university. But the school principal never ever said anything to do with international students. They just say the students. They could be Chinese, for all we know. Okay, they could be Chinese, they could be international, but the school never mentioned anything. But when this story started to come out into social media everywhere, they put it in a way that, well, it is international students who are being spoken about. Like I said, the pictures that they were using pictures of Chinese girls with the black guys and foreign guys, in the sense that Chinese girls love, foreign guys. So they're saying these are the also girls who are bringing in the disease to the Chinese communities because they're sleeping with local, they're sleeping with foreign guys, the black guys, the other foreign guys in the schools in every way. Okay, so this is the story that is trending in social media. And until I come back again with more stories for you, okay, I just have to make sure that you see some of the things that are happening, in case you decide to travel to China, you have to know some of these things. My name is Ziki, and until I come back again with more stories, please subscribe and stay so that you don't miss on this and more. All right, watch our previous videos. We have so many content that we've put out for you. Until then,